going to be a good night. We're going to do insert number 2, which is this one. So this goes into our second page holder thingy, and this is exactly the same size as the one that we did last week. And once again, we're not going to be doing the back because we're going to wait until the end to do that. But what I've done here, and we will go over the decorating as well, is I've taken one of the clock faces and I've just plain matted on the front. But these bits are some of the cogs and some of the compasses and clocks and things with a sentiment that I have stuck onto some black card for, to make them pop. And they're a bit 3D, so I stuck them on some of the leftover grey board. It's got a bit of a gusset because what's inside is quite wide. So when you open it up, we've got our Sir Vagabond down here with another of the sentiments. And then we've got this flappy page here, which has got a pocket with some photo mats in it. Okay, so that goes there. Fold that up, and then what we've got underneath here are 4 photo mats that are just flippy flappy bits. I can use my new stamps on these now, can't I? Ooh, I might do. Actually, no, I won't do that because I've lost my my big stamping thingy. Yeah, so that's what we're going to make tonight. So if you grab your black card or whatever colour you're using, we'll cut out the cover, which is very, very similar to what we did last week. And the first one that I want you to cut is 9.5 by 8 1/4 inches. Now, bear in mind that if you're using UK sized A4, this is already 8 1/4. So we just cat. Oh my goodness. Right. Yeah, the cats are all downstairs. You're unlikely to see Max tonight because they're all a bit too hot, to put it mildly. So yeah, 9.5 by 8 1/4 inches. But if you don't know why Max is banned from class, go to the Crafting Together with All Brands group and have a look at last week's gatefold class, which was Friday the, I don't know, whatever, of May. Just go and watch it. That's all I'm saying. Right, so that is 9.5 by 8 1/4. Why do I put 8 1/4? Do you know what? This is why you can never trust me with measurements. It should be 8. Well, why didn't you say that? No, it's 7.5.
Last week, you know.
No, that's right. That's the one that that is right, because that's the one that we're going to score. So that's right. So yeah, 9.5 by 8 1/4 inches. Right. And then we want to cut one that's 9.5 by 7.5 inches. So 9.5 by 7.5 inches. Okay, so that one's the front and one's the back. So that's got to have the flap and the gusset on it. Now we're going to cut out that flap that's got the pocket on, and we're going to cut that at 7 by 7.5 inches. And then we're going to cut the pocket, which is 8 by 3.5 inches. Okay, and now we've just got to cut those 4 photo mats, and we're going to cut those at 6 5/8 by 4 1/8. Now, I know this sounds like an absolutely ridiculous amount of measurement, but the reason that it's got that extra 1/8 of an inch on is because the photo mats that I've put on here, this is a standard 6 by 4 photo, and it's always nice to see some some of your card around the edge just to give it a bit of a pop. So that's why that is the extra 1/8 of an inch. So so it'll show around the edge. So instead of 6 by 4, it's 4 1/8 and then the other flappy bit. You know what I mean? You'll figure it out. Okay, right, so we're going to cut 4 of those at 6 5/8 of an inch. By 4 1/8 of an inch. And we're doing that 4 times. And we'll worry about our photo mats later. Okay, right, put your trimmers away and we're going to grab our scoreboards. Which way around do you want me to do this, dear? Do you want me to start back at the beginning or... Okay. Where's my pokey thing? Aha, there it is. All right, well, in that case, I am going to start at the back. So we're going to start off with these photo mats, the ones that are 6 5/8 of an inch. And I want you to score on the 6 5/8 of an inch side. I want you to score at 1/2 an inch. And that's the same on every single one. Okay, then we've got our pocket, which was 8 by 3.5 inches. So on the 8-inch side, I want you to score at 1/2 an inch and at 7.5 inches. I want you to turn it around 90 degrees so you're scoring on the 3.5-inch side, and I want you to score at 1/2 an inch. So we've just got this very plain and simple pocket with the 2 score lines intersecting. Then we've got this last piece, which is the flap, which is 7.5 by 7 inches. And I want us to score on the 7.5-inch side at 1/2 an inch. Dead easy scoring this is tonight. Then we've got our 2 last pieces. The one that's 9.5 by 7.5 inches, we're not touching that, so we can leave that to one side. And then we've got the piece that is 8.25 by 9.5. And I want to score on the 8.25 inch side, so my 8.25 is going at the top. And I want to score at 1/2 an inch. And I want to score at 3/4 of an inch. So I've got that parallel score line there. Okay? Right. You can put your scoreboards away.
Max isn't it?
Max is what now?
Okay.
Oh, crikey. I hope not. Right, okay, so now we're going to put the base of the insert together. So I'm going to fold on these score lines. So I've got my gusset like that. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and just make sure that I've got a really good crease there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is attach this back bit. This was the bit that didn't have any scoring on it. You could say, Dee, Mark could help you, I'm sure. Right, so I'm going to put some glue on the inside of that flap there, and I'm going to attach these together. Oh, let's see if my glue comes out, because it's been really hot here.
It is really hot.
Yeah, it is still really hot. So I'm really amazed that my glue hasn't dried up. Minor miracle. All right, so I put glue on that flap there, and I'm going to attach this page up to where that first score line is. Okay. So what I've got here is my insert that's got a gusset in it like that. Okay. You're brave, Linda, because you know I don't always get it right. That's why I suggest you. Yeah, it depends which cutting guide you use, because I've just replaced it because I missed one of the numbers off. So I'm hoping it's going to be all right. Right, so I've got my insert cover now, which is basically the 2 pages and that little gusset there. Right, let's work on that flappy bit. Hi, Ulrika. The measurements on the cutting guide is in the group. So if you go back out into the main group, and if you do a search on hashtag Vagabond Briefcase, I think it's called, it should bring up, or it should be somewhere towards the top of the group, to be honest with you, because it's not long since it was posted. So all the measurements are there for you, and they're right now, which is a minor miracle.
Now. They
are now, yes. They weren't earlier, but they are now. Right. Hi, Celine. Okay, so this is the flap that goes in here like this. This is this flap here. And now we're going to make this pocket. So my pocket has got the 2 intersecting score lines. So what are we going to do now, Mel, if she's listening? She was about, wasn't she? Ooh, we're going to throw our scissors around, and we're going to do a bit of kinky mitering. Yeah. Sadie, where have you been? Right, I'm going to snip up to where the score lines intersect. I'm going to change the angle of my scissors. I'm going to snip. I'm kinky mitering, Mel. Okay. Just check before I do. Yeah, that's right. Oh, there's a cat. That's Storm, isn't it? Yeah.
That is Storm. Kidney dog.
Okay, right. So now I'm going to fold on those flaps. Like that. And I'm going to attach this pocket. I'm using my small boner tonight, Tracy, not my big boner. I have got my big boner, but I'm giving it a rest. It's been used a bit too much lately. So I'm going to stick my pocket on the front of this flap here. So I've got my flap there like that. Okay. And my pocket is going to go at the bottom of that side. So this is going to attach into our book like that. And the pocket's going to go on the front. Okay. So let's attach that. Make sure it's glued down well and straight, more to the point. Okay, so flap, pocket. All right. Here is my insert. The bit with the flap that we've attached, I'm going to put that on the back. I mean, it doesn't really matter which way round you do it, to be honest, but I've decided to put that on the back like that. So if I open up this page, this flap is going to glue exactly in the center, just there. Okay, so I'm going to center it left to right. So let me just put some glue on that flap. And let me just center it. You can measure it, but you know, I prefer to live dangerously. Now I'm just sticking this up to where that first score line is, up to that gusset, because obviously I don't want to put it over the gusset, because what's the point of having it, quite frankly. All right, so there we go. So if I open up my insert, first thing that I see is this little pocket here. So here's my insert, open it up, and there's that pocket.
Is that eyeball center?
It is eyeball centre. I like eyeball centres. They're good. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these flaps in here. Now, as you can see, I offset these two, but I put those two side by side. Now, it doesn't really matter how you put these in. If you wanted to, you could have these totally opposite each other. It just depends what sort of look you're going for. Okay, so you can mix and match those however you like. So I'll just put that to one side. And I'm going to grab those four. And I'm just going to burnish and fold on each of those score lines. Hi, Lisa. We're all being, well, I'll say behaved tonight. I'm not sure about that really, but there's no cat tonight, more to the point. Oh, and Sadie's in, which means there's probably no behaving at all. Hi, Libby. You'll catch up. Right, so here are my 4 photo mat flaps. So if I open up my insert, here's my flappy pocket, and I'm going to put these in however I like. So I could put them 2 like that. I could put them 2 like that. So it's actually, I kind of like that. I might do that so that they're opposite each other. Or you can offset them or whatever you like. It's entirely up to you. You could put, I don't know, will it fit? No, it won't fit to do 2 like that. Well, it'll be a bit lumpy. So, right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these 2 at the bottom first. So I'll just put some glue on those flaps. I'm just going to eyeball where I'm going to put them. So it's probably about 1/2 inch, a little bit less in. Same on that side, like that. Okay. So those open up like that. And now I'm going to put these, but I'm going to put these so that they're identical rather than at an offset. But like I said, you can do that however you like. So let's put a little bit of glue on there. Let's center this. I'm going to turn this around so I can see. I think I'll center it. More or less. You could have them that way around. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, the choice is yours. Okay, bit of glue on there. And let's line that up. And glue that down. Okay, so there we go. So there's my flaps, and that is my insert completed. So dead easy. But what we need to do now is start to decorate, and I'm going to do this in the same way as I've done previously. So first of all, clock face. Trouble is, I don't know where I've put my paper. There's all my bits of paper. So that's good. Ah, here we go. Right. There we go. Right, so tell me, Belinda, where can I find this nice big clock face? It's in our Lady Vagabond pad. So what I'm going to do now is I cut this in a really awkward way just because I wanted the clock in the middle or middle thereabouts. So I'm going to just cut that very similar. So what was it, 9.5 by 7.5. So no, that's 12. This is where the maths comes in. This is where I start getting stuck. So if I just cut it, so that's the top. So say about there. Let's try that. 7.5. I like having that bit on. Okay, right, so that is now, it should be the right top to bottom height. Yep. And now I've got to work out what I need to cut off each side. Right, darling, you're good with the maths. 12 inches minus 9.5 is 2.5, which is 1 1/4 off each side, yeah? Ah. Let's just make sure that is 12. 1 1/4. There we go. That should be the right size to fit on there, which, miracle of miracles, it is.
Laurie's just entered.
Hi, Laurie. No, Max is banned. No party tonight. Right, so you see, this is what I mean about keeping all these strips until the end, because we're going to use these. These are really good for, you know, decorating. So don't throw anything away. Right, so let's glue that on. Pop that in the right place. Okay. Right, I'll come back and I'll do these outside bits. But basically, if you're into your fussy cutting, this is the time to do it. So I've got like just a selection of little cogs and wheels and compasses and bits, and then I just chose one of the sentiments, but I've popped these directly onto, where did that come from? No, cat. When did you do that? It's brilliant. Max with pencil. Max with pencil. Oh yeah, the pencil. Yeah. There, Belinda, you need to go. Yeah, it is the sparrows outside. They're very noisy.
Although we have got a sparrow hawk around here.
Yeah, there's a sparrowhawk apparently. Our next door neighbour was telling us that he saw one. Do you know, this is a, can you guys, this looks like a really, really, really bad.
That's fine.
Is it all right? Because what I'm seeing is terrible. But then again, I'm looking at it on Facebook, so not really surprising. So yeah, so pop all these bits onto black card and then cut out, because it just gives it such a nice pop. Right, so let's have a look inside. Now, some of this we can decorate up, but we're not going to do it all because we're going to wait until the end. So here we go, these lovely, lovely cogs and, clocks.
They are getting louder.
What, those? Yeah, but you've got the window open.
Yeah, but they're getting louder.
Oh, I keep chucking stuff everywhere. Look at this. Right, so I need my other clocks page. Here we go. So this is the back of that beautiful, beautiful clock. Oh, I'm dropping this everywhere. And I'm just going to cut this, but it doesn't really matter as far as I can remember. Yeah, it doesn't matter whereabouts you cut it. So let's cut that at... Okay. Right, so I'm opening up my book now, and I'm going to pop that up there like that. Belinda, next time you design some papers, do you think that there could be any chance that instead of having two gorgeous papers back to back, you could possibly design something that's a little bit not very nice and put it on the back of something so that there's never any bother trying to choose which side we want to use? Because, you know, having two gorgeous sides, I'm sorry, but it's just not acceptable, really. We need something quite bad on the back so it's easy to choose.
Yeah, a B side. Yeah,
a B side, but a bad B side. Okay. Right, so if you're into your fussy cutting, you can see here I've used a Sir Vagabond and one of the sentiments, and I've popped it onto some black card, and I've fussy cut that out, and I've just stuck those directly onto there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a look at decorating this up. Now you'll see once again that I've paper pieced, and the same on the back here, because we don't want to be using a full page. Now, what have I got underneath here? Yeah, and I've paper pieced that one as well. So we might have to wait until next week to finish this off, actually, because I don't want to use bits that, you know, but we can stick some of it in. Right, okay, so here's a piece of this. I'm going to stick that in. So let's cut that down to, it was 7 inches, wasn't it? So let's stick that. So I'm just popping that just slightly inside the pocket. Let's glue that down. Right, let me have a look and see what I've got. Okay, so first piece I can see that I've got is this one left over. And I've got that one. And that one. So I'm going to start off by adding some of these in. So by the looks of it, I've used this and that on the bottom at the back. So let's put those in. Okay, so that's going to go up there. Let me just see how wide I need to cut. I guess that's too thin, that piece, yeah. Where's my ruler?
Oh.
Oh, Max is here.
He's trying to get out the window.
Oh, well, you know, heaven forbid that would be right. 3.5. Hello, Max. Do you want to come and say hello?
He wants to jump it.
I bet he does. Right. Where is he?
He's behind you.
Max.
No.
Oh, he's gone. Excellent. Right, so let's glue this in. Over the top of the flaps, which will be nice. Hide the darned things. Make sure that's in. Okay. So flap will go over like that. So this piece just goes up to where the fold of the flap is and where that gusset is. And then this bottom piece is going to glue over the top like that. Okay. Thunderstorm would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark and I don't like hot weather, and it has been exceedingly hot over the last couple of days. Okay, so the very, very back of we're going to leave that until we've done, because what we'll do is we'll take all of these strips of paper that we've got left over and we'll just piece them up, okay? But we're going to wait and see what we've got left before we do that. So we've got the front cover done, apart from the fussy cutting and the building up. We've got that bit done. We've done these bits here. I put white photo mats on my inserts there so that I could add a photo. But of course, if you've got my wonderful new stamp set, which are in the shop, darling, if you could just pop a link up. There's a few still left, although I have to say they've gone extremely well. So thank you so much, guys. And I've still got some more of Kerry's pieces to put up, because Kerry's been going great guns with putting stuff together with these stamps. So now I can use these, except I'm not sure where my stamping platform is, so I'm not going to. But if you were wanting to, say, give this away or even just make your book look nice, what I would do is I'd cut my white 6x4 piece of card. I would use this frame here, because this frame fits exactly inside a 6x4 size. And then I'll find out, Celine, but it's actually quite cheap. Because it just goes in a very simple small box, so it's really not that much. So, and I've promised that I will find out as well for Ulrika and a couple of other people as well. So what I'll do is I'll do that over the next day or so, and I'll get some definitive shipping prices for you.
What's it called, stamp?
It's called Stamps for Interactive Mini Books. It's just I think it's the first thing you see when you go into stamps. Okay. So I'd do that frame. And then I'd use my place photo here in the middle, but I'd go 6x4 inches. So you can see how they can sort of interact within themselves. And if you wanted to be fancy, you can do it in all sorts of colours. If you've got other stamps, you could maybe put a few cogs on, because that would fit really nicely. You could just put fave photo if you wanted to use it for a journaling spot. You could put write the story. So there's all sorts of different uses, but with these stamps, you've also got frames to fit a 4x4, which is like a traditional sort of, Instagram photo, 3x4, 2x3, and then circles and those which you can use for these interactive things here. But you can see how you would, yes, Laurie, I will, it is on my list. That's just how you might might use these stamps, and I've got to finish a video I started explaining everything properly. But they are in the shop, and there are still, even though there are a few left, not many, but I can always get more, so it's not a problem. Okay, right. So that's what I do with these bits, basically. Now, I started sticking on here, so I'm going to stick on some more. So let me just see what I've still got. Okay, now this piece that I've got left over, that's going to go down there, I reckon. What else can I put on? Oh, I can use that on the top. Right, so let me cut that down. Okay, so let's pop that there. Probably would have helped if I'd cut it straight, but you know, where's the fun in that? Let's pop that one up the top. Is that the right way around? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave that strip for now. And I'll come back to that next week or whenever. I think what we're going to do is next week we will do our 4th insert, which I'm going to have to redesign because I got you to cut up the wrong piece of paper, but never mind. So I'll redesign what we're going to do on the cover of that. And then in our final week, we'll have to do, I thought we'd do this little insert, this little one here with the acetate on it. But we will also spend that week finishing off, putting all of these backs on and the strips, and I'll show you about how I've used some of the pins to make little hanging things. So we'll use our last class as a tidy up class. So that's my plan. So next week we're going to do our 3rd insert, which actually will be the 4th one because this was what I listed as the 3rd one. But we'll do this on our last week. Okay, so just looking at these ones now, I'm going to use this piece here. Oops. Oh no! Guess what I've just done?
Oh.
Could you... this is why... Oh well, Mark will sort that out. Luckily it hasn't gone on the new one. So I'm going to put this... Oh, it has. I'll put it on your... Oh, don't worry about that. I'll put it down there. I'm more upset that it's gone all over my fancy black card.
You're supposed to drink that.
Yeah, I know, sorry. Well, you should know by now. I'm not to be trusted with drinks. Right, so I'm going to use this one to go on top of the pocket here. I spilt my drink, Mel.
It was only grape juice.
It wasn't grape juice. Oh, it was, yeah, but it wasn't red grape juice like last time. Right, so 7. What's half of 7? Right, 12, 7, 12, 7, 5, 2.5. 1, 2, half. Let's try that way. 7. Right. Yes, I know. I'm not very good. Well, I'm not too bad at maths, I guess. But I was just trying to figure out where the middle was.
It just doesn't add up.
It just doesn't add up. Maths doesn't add up. Right. Okay. So, I've forgotten to cut that down. Oh, for goodness sake. 3 inches, wasn't it? See, no, it's not that. It was because I had to do that maths, that horrible maths.
It was as if it was adult grape juice.
No, Mark and I nipped out last night.
Oh, yes.
We don't actually, it's a very rare occasion we go out. Well, I mean, other than, I mean, I know, you know, like lockdown and stuff, but, you know, generally. But as you may know, I've had a bit of an issue over the last couple of weeks with the hotel where I'm doing my two of my retreats has closed its doors. So I've been madly looking for somewhere else. And one of the venues I have for us is beyond incredible. Beyond incredible. There are going to be some places, and I will let you know. I'm just making sure that everybody who's already booked on is happy before I release any more places. But we went there for a meal last night.
Oh, boy.
And it was, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It was out of this world.
It's 4-star, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4-star. But it was a bit odd because neither of us really drink. And of course, you know, you're supposed to enjoy all these nice wines and stuff. But we just had sparkling water, which I think, so I don't know, if you go to a posh place and you don't drink wine, what do you drink? I like sparkling water. But I don't know, you don't want to go in and ask for a Coke, do you?
So I'll put a link to the place.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And this is our Christmas retreat. Right. You missed a spot.
Oh.
It's all right.
You need some wipey wipe.
No, I've used my shirt.
Use your tongue.
Yeah. Okay, just wanted to see what was on the top. Oh, look. You can do it like that, can you? Open it up like that. Huh. Gosh, I'm so clever and I didn't even realise. Right, I want some top, something to go on the top there. That's not long enough.
Why not? I don't know what she's why not.
Why not? Why can't I go and ask for a... Because it just doesn't seem right.
Ask for what?
The Coke.
Oh.
It just didn't seem right at all. Ah, that's it. So you should have that piece in your leftover bits. I've got a bag of bits here. Right, so that's 7 inches. You can tell I cut this last week with a really dodgy trimmer blade. Right, let's cut that down. 7 inches or just under. Right, and let's glue that on the top there. That way around. That way around.
Oh, this has lime and soda. I think that's what.
Oh, lime and soda. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah,
although the sparkling water was lovely. Yes. Sometimes it can be a bit bitter.
Served in a posh bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, but Mel knows it. Mel got married there, didn't you, Mel?
Yeah, she's posh.
Mel's posh.
Yeah.
Posh Dotty. Yeah. But it is absolutely gorgeous. So we'll be releasing information on that probably next week. There's likely to be a couple of spaces. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to do today. So you can go off and decorate. There is a picture, there are pictures in the group. And I think if you go into the OneDrive, I'm pretty certain they're all in there, but I will check that when we've finished, so that you can see it a bit more closely. So we just need to do that decoration on the front, Sir Vagabond on there, and then what I've done here is I've taken some of the other bits and I've popped everything onto black card just to make it pop. And then decorated that up. And that is all we are going to do tonight, which is quite good. In 50 minutes, I think we've achieved quite a lot. So you need to go off and do your fussy cutting. I'm going to let mine dry out from, you know, grape juice. So, yeah, next week we'll do the 4th insert, which I haven't designed yet, but I will in a minute. And then the week after, Or is it a week after, or is it 2 weeks after? Anyway, whatever. We've still got, I reckon, 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know, whatever. We'll carry on. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're not busy tomorrow night, we'll be finishing off our House of Roses, Wendy's book. No cutting guide for tomorrow because it's just fussy cutting and decorating. So it'll be our last one of those. And then on Friday, we'll be doing the next part of the Gatefold album in crafting together with all brands. Without Max, I hope. And Sunday, don't forget, Sunday is 6x6 Sunday. So we're going to be making this little book, which is tied together. So no spine as such. All the pages are tied together. There are still a couple of kits left. So I can send them first class. So if you buy them now, I'll put them in the post first class tomorrow. So you should get it for Sunday. Maybe Mark could put a link up for that.
For what?
The 6x6 Sunday June book.
Okay.
And it is a nice kit, I have to say, because it's got sparkles and all sorts of lovely things in it. Right. Okay. So that's us done. And we'll see you back next Wednesday. Yeah. All right, then, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.